The main arguments that were against this list in the comment section, the first one was, where's Allen Iverson? Now, obviously, like, I was very expected to see this, one of the most adored players in NBA history. And like, for me, like, just obviously evaluating what AI brought to the NBA and what made him such a great basketball player who left such an instrumental legacy behind. He was an all-time shot creator, someone who could floor raise at literally a level that captained a finals team, which was centered around defense in that 0-1 Philadelphia 76ers squad. Just an exceptional athlete as well, with insane cross counters, insane like agility, speed advantages as well, that made him a guy who could manufacture such an absurd amount of credible shots for her team in that specific era, in that early 2000s era. And I just think, to me though, the reason why I do lean towards more James Harden, Jerry West, which are the guys I think were probably the odd ones out and what most people thought. I think D-Wade was pretty cemented in that top 5 either way. But I just didn't think AI impacted offense in his era anywhere near the level that guys like James Harden and Jerry West did in their respective levels. I know that's hard to say because like he had the finals run under him. He's a multiple time scoring champ as well. But for me, it's just that clear. That is my main point. I mean, Harden, in his case, like he quarterbacked some of the all-time great regular season offenses while still being able to run into some of the most competitive conferences that we've ever seen. Like if you think back to that 2001 Philadelphia conference, relative to what James Harden had to go through between 2015 to 2019, that was pretty much like a cakewalk for Allen Iverson compared to what James Harden had to go through. When you're talking about the Spurs, you're talking about the Warriors, the Thunder were still in there in the mix as well. The Clippers in those earlier days, there's a lot of talent that James Harden had to go through. And in terms of the regular season, I just think what he did in that Houston run, in that Houston era, was way more impressive just in terms of generating team offense, especially when both of these guys were more built around that heliocentric type of frame where a lot of like the offense regarded around them specifically. And then also as well, I mean, like at his peak as well, and this is back to, like, again, for James Harden's case, I think he was also a top 3 scorer and passer on the planet. And that just plays into like the actual talent field with James, which gives him a bit more leverage in the AI argument for me. And I don't think there have been many guys in NBA history who can actually say that they were a top 3 scorer and passer on the planet. That's why he was like the best isolation and pick and roll scorer in the game for multiple years. And what James Harden did can't get underestimated just because he didn't captain a finals team. And you're running into a Warriors squad like that in 2018, 2017, even heck 2019. I just don't think there's a lot of like variables out of your like control. And then also Jerry West case, it's kind of similar, like it's at a similar level, and it's really just the offensive capabilities relative for his time. Now, legit, Jerry West is one of the greatest shooters of all time, again, relative to his era. And like when you're talking about a guy who, like, this guy legit averaged 40 points a game for like entire playoff runs, not just like single series, like long-winded playoff runs. And like a lot of like my reasoning why I'd take Jerry West over AI, it just comes down to like offensive polish, and just this plays into both Jerry and James Harden's things, but it's your ability to create stable, high quality offense as the predominant advantage creator. And that is what drives my case for James and Jerry West over Allen Iverson. I just think the job and results that they achieved were more impressive than AI's, both from an individual and from a team standpoint. And so that's why ultimately I had to leave AI off my list for this one.